Hi everyone! We are doing our first ever JF unboxing. Yay! And what that means is JF is short for juvenile fiction. This is not all fiction actually, but it is all for that age range, which I would say would be maybe like 7 or 8 up to 12 or 13.
Yep.
So if you're in that age range, this is what we got new in the library during the month of December for you guys to check out. So let's see what we got.
Okay, so. Ooh, a wolf for a spell.
That is so pretty.
I love it. I love all the details. This is like my favorite kind of cover, like where it's the beautiful illustrated covers.
It looks German or Nordic.
Yeah.
If you look at the details in her hair and how it's styled, it looks like something it would be like you'd find in a fairy tale.
Yeah, this looks really good.
Read what it's about.
Okay. Since she was a pup, Zima has been taught to fear humans, especially witches. But when her family is threatened, she has no choice but to seek help from the witch Baba Yaga, who's actually a really famous Russian witch, so that's really cool. Baba Yaga never does magic for free, but it just so happens that she needs a wolf's keen nose for a secret plan she's brewing. Before Zima knows what's happening, the witch has cast a switching spell and run off into the woods, while Zima is left behind in Baba Yaga's hut. And Baba Yaga's body. Ooh. Okay, so it's like body switching Russian fantasy witches. I'm for it.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
That's awesome. Okay.
Go ahead, Liz.
Right. Ooh.
Oh.
This is book, I think it's 8.5 of Keeper of the Lost Cities. So if you've been watching our What You're Reading, I have talked about the first book, which is titled Keeper of the Lost Cities. And you can compare it to Harry Potter, and then I have the annotated edition, so there's like little notes. And so how she styles her elves is slightly based off of Lord of the Rings. So it's fantasy, it's suspenseful, there's magic, there's, discovering your past and your identity and who you really are, because her entire world. So this is book 8.5, and look how thick it is.
Yep.
So if you want to read them all, you have to
Whoa, and it has illustrations. Other ones don't.
That's awesome. Maybe that's why it's a little bigger.
This breaks down the nobility. So this is like a guide to the world of the lost cities, and
Yes.
whoa. Okay.
So that one's not part of the actual series. It's kind of like a companion guide glossary thing.
In the beginning, and then it goes into, it has recipes.
Oh my gosh.
Recipes from, because they talk about the mallow melt cookies.
That's cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh my gosh. And then it looks like there's a story or journal in like maybe the last quarter. Woohoo! All right.
See, these books might be for like 8 to 13 years old, but anybody can read them.
Yeah,
We're
you can
totally
read
excited
them
about
all
all
the time.
these. I'm gonna dig. I don't want biography.
Picky.
I know, I like to see what's new. Okay, I'm gonna grab a few of these because they're all nonfiction. Superstars of Gaming.
Ooh.
So if you're into gaming and it's crazy, like they're actual celebrities.
Yes.
When I was a kid, people that were playing games were not celebrities, but now that's a thing. So you might be into that. This is Make a Pet Monster Your Way.
Cute.
DIY Monsters in Mischief Makerspace. So that's fun.
Racing for kids.
Oh my gosh, animal babies.
Oh my gosh, it's a baby llama.
Baby llamas. I have a feeling we probably got a few of these in this series, but
Are there
if
any
you like
more in
looking
there?
at that kind of thing, we got those in.
There's, superhero science flight. So it talks about the science behind superheroes. It looks like it's part of a series that has like invisibility, super speed,
I think that's
teleportation. So that's
Vision
really cute.
on
Yeah,
the-
that's Vision from Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So this is just some of the new stuff from the library we're in today, which is Mid-County Regional, but all the branches get new stuff, and I bet some of the other books in that series went to the other
Yeah.
branches.
And then this one is about COVID-19. So
All right,
if
so
you
if you
want
want
to
to
learn
know,
facts about
yeah.
it, kind of cool.
Awesome.
All right, with some more fiction. What do you see?
I see something called Skye Song by Abby Elfinstone. And it looks really, really good. says, once an adventure digs its claws in, there's not an awful lot you can do about it, especially when magic is involved.
Ooh, fantasy. I love fantasy.
That one looks, ooh, there's an evil ice witch.
Ooh.
And an ice queen. That one sounds actually
I'm
up your alley.
I'm gonna read that in December. Too late now. I'll read it next year. Or this year, I guess, now.
That's right.
Yeah, Happy
2021. Happy New Year.
Okay, what
So
else?
Melanie, can you talk about why you like fantasy? Like what if a kid is watching and maybe doesn't really understand what does it mean if it's a fantasy book?
I think one of the coolest things about fantasy is it often talks about things that we don't have here. So it's like a new world for your imagination. Like it challenges you to think of things that you wouldn't see walking around, like ice witches. We don't have ice witches like that you can drive up and see. So it's cool to like imagine how someone's brain would picture it. And then like if you read it and your friends read it, you can like compare how you see it in your mind. And it opens up a new world. It's fun.
So if you're bored of like regular life and you want to
Yes.
escape into a fantasy, that's what those books will do for you. I'm gonna grab this one, Heidi, Hecklebeck, and the Hair Emergency. So this is a pretty big series
That
of
looks
books.
like Judy Moody.
It's by somebody, Coven. I don't know, Wanda Coven.
Cute.
So if you've been reading this series, we've got a new one in. This is number 31.
Oh my god. So it's like Janie B. Jones.
I think so, yeah.
When I was little. Which they're still really
You
awesome
can see
if you want to read them.
they're
Janie B. Jones.
illustrated. They look like
Oh,
they're,
it's a very cute, like, transitional reader where it still has...
yep. So if you're
Pictures.
new to reading chapter books, this one could be for you.
Super fun. Ooh, this one looks really pretty.
Oh, I've seen this recommended.
Spindlefish and Stars by Christine. Is it Christine?
Christiane, maybe?
Christine M. Andrews. In which a story is spun and unspun. Cool. Inspired by Greek mythology, it's a spellbinding fantasy that invites readers to seek connections, to forge their own paths, and to explore the power of storytelling in our interwoven histories. Cool.
That is cool.
I've seen that on a lot
That's
of
really
book
pretty.
lists.
I love pretty covers. It's like I don't always judge books by their covers, but like if it's pretty,
It helps,
I'm
right?
more like to
Ooh, so I picked up a biography, and it's Colin O'Brady, The Impossible First, an explorer's race across Antarctica.
Ooh, cool.
So that.
So
would
after you read the
be
book
cool.
with the Ice Queens, you can read a book about Antarctica.
So I'll read the first sentence on the jacket. It says, prior to December 2018, no individual had ever crossed the landmass of Antarctica alone, without support and completely human-powered.
Wow.
So no, it's not like the Iditarod in Alaska where you have the
Huskies.
The dogs.
the dog teams and
Yeah.
sleighs.
Wow.
So it's just him.
That's cool.
So that would be a very intriguing read. I like biographies, and it's interesting because it's, you know, not just someone in history. It's someone that did something for the
Yeah.
first time, and it's recent. So you know,
Yeah.
late
so-
2000s.
Right. That's really cool. So if you're more of a kid who wants to like read about real life people and real life things, that one would be a good one.
That one, that's a good one too for real life stuff.
Exploring the White House, inside America's most famous home.
Ooh.
Living in the White House is like being on the stage where tragedies and comedies play alternately, and we, the servants of the White House, are the supporting cast,
Cool.
says Lillian Rogers Parks, White House maid and seamstress from 1929 to 1961.
That's awesome.
I want to read that.
Have
Yeah,
you ever
that's really
wondered
cool.
what goes on? Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Cool.
I call dibs.
I'll hand it over.
Thank you. Oh, Magic Treehouse.
Yay.
There's a new Magic Treehouse.
Which one?
book.
Which one?
It is Warriors in Winter.
Oh, looks Roman.
Ooh. Yep, Roman Army Camp.
Hey. Legionnaires.
Awesome. I love Magic Treehouse. They're such a good way to learn stuff. And it's also the transitional reader. It's a little bit more advanced, I would say, than the Heidi Hecklebeck.
I would say it's
Slightly?
late second, third grade, most definitely.
Because the words are smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
I read that series growing up. I think
Same.
we
I
all
read it when I
have.
was a kid too, yeah.
Yep, she's still going.
Which one should I pick?
That one, Diana, yeah.
Diana and the Island of No Return. This is,
DC.
yes, Wonder Woman, DC Comics, story of young Diana on the first of her exciting adventures. So this is like,
So if you've watched Wonder
Yes.
Woman and you want to get her backstory
when
of
she was your
growing
age.
up,
Yeah, awesome.
cool.
Oh, this looks adorable. The Beast and the Bethany. Says, the Beast is a slimy, foul, blobbish sort of creature with 3 black eyes, 2 black tongues, and a large, dribbling mouth. And it's feeling, a little peckish. The Bethany is a bony, plucky prankster of a child who squirts super glue on toilet seats, fills sugar pots with chili powder, and shoves worms up noses.
Oh no.
But does she deserve to be eaten?
That's cute.
That sounds
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's actually funny.
I wonder who the publisher is. Aladdin. Okay. Which I think is Penguin.
That looks really
Chapter
good.
Friday coming your way soon.
Yes.
My turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
I'm gonna just grab a couple. The Smartest Kid in the Universe by Chris Grabenstein. Chris Grabenstein? Am I saying that right? So he wrote that Mr. Limoncello series,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Was he he wasn't the one that did no, that's Griffiths, the Treehouse one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what would you do if you suddenly became a genius? Jake's middle school is about to be shut down unless Jake and his friends can figure out how to save it. But what can Jake do? He's just a regular kid. At least he is until he eats a jar of jelly beans at his mom's office. They aren't any jelly beans. A scientist at his mom's conference is trying to develop the world's first ingestible knowledge pills, and that is what Jake ate. That sounds really funny. A new series.
Ooh.
That's cute.
And I got The Mouse Watch by J.J. Gilbert. It looks like it's published by Disney.
Ooh.
Around the globe, an elite group of operatives lives in the shadows. They're highly trained, they're nearly invisible, and they love cheese.
Sounds like the adventurers.
So it's like mouse size.
The rescuers, sorry. The rescuers down under and all that.
Oh yeah,
Cute.
Bernadette.
Yes!
Is
it's
it?
her!
It is.
Oh
It
my
is
gosh,
the Rescuers.
It's a modern take on the Rescuers.
Okay, so this is an older Disney movie. Maybe you've seen it, The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under.
We do have them on DVD and Blu-ray if you would like to check them out.
So this is their story in a book
awesome.
form.
That is so cool.
That's exciting.
I have been looking at how beautiful this cover is. It's so simple. Yara could see silver tubes drop out of the helicopter as calmly as summer rain might fall from the clouds. The air cracked. There was a flash of light, a whistling sound traveling on a wave, followed by an echo that rumbled like thunder.
Goosebumps.
Ooh, so it looks like it's
Syrian, I think it says.
Syria. Yeah, the Arabs spraying the regime's rejection. Ooh, yeah, this looks really good.
So like historical
So
fiction?
like a historical war-type fiction book. Very simplistic cover. I like it.
I will do these two. Ooh. I've been eyeing the first book, actually. This is called Unleashed, and it's the sequel to Jinxed by Amy McCulloch. Ooh. Good versus evil. Dun dun dun.
Always the best.
With robots and different things. But it looks Egyptian because you have a scarab beetle.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you have a mummy of a cat and a dog, and then you have Osiris, the eagle,
Ooh.
flying overhead.
And
That's awesome.
Egyptian mythology is some of the coolest.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I picked up the ABCs of Black History.
Ooh.
And beautiful
Oh, I
illustrations.
love the drawings.
Whoa.
So it's got a fact for each letter of the alphabet.
That's really
So
cool.
different people and different events. So J is for Juneteenth. We were finally free. J is also for Jouvert, Jouvert, where the drummers drum from Trinidad, Grenada, and Haiti they come.
Oh, cool.
So Kin and Kwanzaa for K. S for
That's
scientists
cool.
and studies and soul. So
Oh,
I mean,
so,
it's
like,
history and music and science. And then in the back, it breaks it down for more people. So the ABCs of Black History, it's terms and figures. So there's
That's
an entire
cool.
section in the back with information. That actually looks really, really good.
It does look really
so it's
good.
like a picture book and like a history lesson. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So you get your ABCs and history.
Yep.
Awesome.
And that would be a good one to just read a couple pages a day as opposed to like sitting and reading the whole thing in one go. But if you just like to read a little bit every day, that might be a good one. Okay, book 2, Meg and Greg, Frank and the Skunk. 4 phonics stories. So if you're working on your reading skills, this might be a good one to try. It looks like I said, it's book 2, so we probably have the first one too.
I think I've seen book 1.
It says it explores, so it looks like one story is called Frank the Dog, and it explores the NK sound together. So it breaks it up into different phonics lessons, I guess.
That's awesome.
So that looks pretty good.
Learning is fun when you do
Learning
it with a book.
is fun when you do it with books. I love that. So true. Okay, and another biography about Ruby Bridges.
Oh, awesome.
This is your time.
There's a picture book that we used to read in like 1st or 2nd grade that was about Ruby Bridges.
Is she the one that was the first student that went in the
Yes.
segregated or the desegregated school?
Yes.
So when she was like going into kindergarten or whatever, she was like only 6, I think. She was the first black student that went to this, what had previously been an all-white school. So
That's awesome.
She was escorted every day, and there were riots and different things. And then slowly but surely, the class came together, and then it wasn't just her sitting in there.
That's cool.
that's really neat. And so there's actual photographs that are in there.
And it looks like it doesn't have too many words, so
Yeah,
if you're
it'd be-
starting to read like chapter books,
An
it looks like that'd be
introduction.
good for you. Yeah. I don't want to say his name wrong, so I'm going to skip it.
Grab 2, grab 2, grab 2.
Okay. The Secret Explorers and the Tomb Robbers. This looks so cool. Okay, so this is book 3 of The Secret Explorers. And it looks like it has like a really fun cast of characters, like all different kinds of people. This looks so cute. Someone is trying to steal the Pharaoh's treasure, and only the secret explorers can stop them. Gustavo and Kiki are undercover in ancient Egypt and on the case, but the bad guys won't give up easily.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that's so cool.
That looks cool. And
That looks so cute.
It kind of looks like you wouldn't necessarily have to read the other ones first.
And the back has like a glossary of different Egyptian gods and goddesses.
Sweet. It'd be
Awesome.
good to pick up with the other one, wouldn't
Yes.
it?
Mm-hmm.
And then book 1 of the Misagua saga.
Oh, we have this one too.
And this is The Barren Grounds by David A. Robertson.
You guys have this one at Punta Gorda?
Ooh, okay, I'm just going to read the little back thing on the back because it sounds really good. The only thing Morgan could see was white. A sheet of unblemished and endless snow lay in front of her. Snow lifted off the surface and danced wildly in the air like ghosts. There was no sign yet of the forest Eli had drawn on the horizon. No sign anywhere of the village. No footprints that might lead her to him. Just white. Oh, that sounds really
Can I see?
I think it's native people based.
Oh, that's
So
so
this
cool.
is
Oh,
I think
listen to this little
Inuit.
blurb. David A. Robertson manages to combine hard truths about our history with a Narnia-like fantasy, sweeping us into the world while opening our hearts as well. I don't know if you can see, so there's the 2 kids who do look like maybe Native American, and then there's a squirrel person.
Oh my gosh.
And this one is a bear. So that's pretty cool.
I'm going to read that after you because I have a feeling
Okay.
you're going to read that. Like,
I'm interested. Okay.
what'd you get?
I picked up Epic Athlete Stephen Curry by Dan Wetzel. So
Steph Curry.
Is it Stefan or Steven?
Stephen?
I think it's Stefan.
That's why I didn't pick it up because
It's into the EN.
People call him Steph, so
Okay,
I'm
Steph
just
Curry.
guessing. It's,
Apparently he's a famous basketball player.
he's so famous. Kids will totally know who he
I do
is.
not watch basketball, so it's probably the wrong person to pick this book
I
up,
don't either, and I
but
still know who it is. I just didn't want to say his name
Yeah.
wrong.
it looks cool. So if you like sports, it's one for you. Before I stick my foot further into it.
It's okay. You
This
can read
is-
about it and know all about him, Liz.
This is 13s by Kate Alice Marshall. The town is cursed, the clock is ticking,
Ooh.
and they're next.
Ooh.
Ooh, that looks cool.
So it says every 13 years in the town of Eden Eld, 3 13-year-olds disappear. It says, readers beware, this book is a trap. Once you start reading, you will not be able to stop.
Oh my gosh.
13s is a deliciously creepy, stay-up-all-night adventure that will shiver through you like a cold October wind.
Wow.
I loved every page. That has Melanie's name
I'm
all
going to
over
read
it.
this like today.
That sounds really good. Hand me that one.
This one?
This Lyography. I want to see what's up with that. The Lyography of Amelia Earhart. The absolutely untrue, totally made up, 100% fake life story of a great American aviator.
So if you have to do a book report, get that one.
This does not have real information, okay? Why focus on the historical when you can read about the hysterical?
Oh my god.
Amelia Earhart, top aviator. You might know that her flight accomplishments were heralded across the globe, but what about the story of her teeth, which were so perfect that her dentist wanted to remove them all? Or her refusal to read chapter 9 in any book. You're about to be treated to the lyographical aspects of Amelia Earhart's life.
Oh my gosh, imagine if you never read chapter like 9 in a book. You'd be so confused. You're just like, what is happening?
That's
or
funny.
People who type in Amelia Earhart wanting a book for a project and they're not paying attention to what collection it's coming from, and they read this and use it in a report, and their
Yes.
teacher is like, no.
So it says, this book ends with a short but true account of Amelia's life, just enough to encourage kids to find out more on this important historical figure. So you guys know the difference between fiction and nonfiction, right? Maybe we should have started with that.
Yeah, right.
Fiction is made up, sometimes based on the truth, but totally made up. And nonfiction is true information. So if you're doing a report for school, you want nonfiction, and this is not nonfiction. But it looks really funny, and I think there's a bunch of them
That's awesome.
for other people that you might want to read about. Thomas Edison and Babe Ruth. Cool.
I have Name Tags and Other 6th Grade Disasters
Ugh.
by Ginger Garrett.
6th grade.
Yep.
One Liz should have picked up because it's Lizbeth Murphy is her name. Always has a plan, and most of her plans have worked until now. No matter what she tries, she can't get rid of her dad's new girlfriend, Claire.
Ooh.
And when she and her mom moved to the other side of town, Lizbeth's attempts to make friends with her new 6th grade class backfire spectacularly.
No.
Her teacher forces her to wear a name tag. She's seated with 3 notorious weirdos, and a series of misunderstandings get her in more and more trouble. On top of all that, she's required to participate in a school-wide talent show. This sounds really cool. I'm not going to read all of it.
It sounds a little
Find it.
stressful to me.
Yeah, it sounds really stressful. But
Thank you so much for watching everything that we got new for juvenile fiction and juvenile nonfiction. Actually, it's just a small taste of what we got new. So
Yes,
come in,
yes.
if you can, come into the library and look for yourself and see what's new. And if any of these sound good, place a hold and we'll send it right to you. All right.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
We'll see you next time.